Yeah, y'all upset about America now, the policies and everything that pretty much Obama brought in. You guys are white guys, y'all upset that America is turning the game on y'all, right?
Yeah, they took the picture and expectations that we have a leg up, and because they have that expectation that we have a leg up, and we have no legs to stand on.
I feel like that it's praised and it's more appreciated if you're different. Like if you're gay.
If you're gay, if you're black,
Yeah,
if you're Muslim.
Exactly.
That's the big talk now.
Yes.
The Muslim game is what they chopping up.
Yes.
Of course, y'all know what's happening in Germany.
Yeah.
Those Muslim guys are raping those white women left and right.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
And they've taken the guns from those the Germans.
Yeah.
They've taken all of their rights away, and now they're giving them an alarm. You know, if these Muslim guys attack you, just pull the alarm and the police will be there. So they've taken away the rights of the people, and now they're just unleashing these Muslims on everybody. Let me just say this: the whole plan was to destroy those areas of Syria, all those areas that's so displaced over in the Middle East, and let those refugees flood every country, America, Germany, all these places, and then they take away our rights, our Second Amendment rights, our guns, our rights to bear arms, and then unleash these people on you, and now you have Sharia law, which is a rule of control.
Wasn't Obama trying to take away our guns?
That's the Democrats are always trying to take away guns because really, I believe that the Democrats are I believe it's a socialism to try to control the masses.
Yeah.
But they hide under the umbrella of liberty.
And you know what's so stupid is that the people that stand outside supporting them, because I've always been a firm believer that a person is smart and people are dumb. Because
Right.
as soon as you talk to one individual person, they are very intelligent. As soon as you get a crowd against them, they all become mob blinded, you know, like mob mentality. I just don't understand that. And back to the guns thing, why you can't protect yourself? A woman can't protect herself from a man like that? That's horrible.
That's the way it goes, man.
It shouldn't be like that. You should not. And another situation that I was talking about is I feel that it hurts, everybody that is not black. Is Black Lives Matter. I feel like all lives matter, and I respect. I respect black people 100%. I'm not saying anything. I'm not racist or anything, but it's when it says Black Lives Matter, I feel like they're saying, well, white people don't matter, Mexicans don't matter, Black Lives Matter, and I've seen plenty of news that say like black people killed black, or a Mexican killed a Mexican, or a Mexican killed a white person,
or serial killers.
Yeah, and it's only focused on right now is black cops dying or white cops shooting.
Yeah.
White cops shooting black people.
That's what it is,
Do
right?
y'all sympathize with that in any way?
Yeah.
Do y'all sympathize with that in any way? That it seems like the cops seem to be killing these black guys
yes.
just for like no reason, right?
Yes.
You seem to understand
I've
that,
seen the
but
videos.
but if I were white, if I were to put myself in your shoes, and the nation comes out with this thing called Black Lives Matter, that's kind of a slap in the face to white people.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Because
Yes.
it should have been unspoken, like if every life matters. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't know. The
Well,
cop
it turns
shooting's
out
horrible.
it turns out that this black guy that supposedly founded the Black Lives Matter movement got arrested for child trafficking.
Yeah.
See, that's the big thing that's going on. It's not drugs, it's not politics. The big deal around the world is child pedophilia. And this is why they are trying to do this. They're laying the tracks with the gay lives and the transgender bathrooms, because really they want to legalize pedophilia. That's the big thing. In the next few years, man, y'all gonna watch. They're gonna come strong with this pedophilia. Now,
Age is gonna lower.
yeah, because have y'all seen it? It's been in the news. Mothers are marrying their sons and all this kind of stuff. Fathers are marrying their daughters. But the big thing is getting ready to hit. And if Hillary had become president, this would have become the rule of law. Okay, have y'all seen the WikiLeaks? The WikiLeaks? All right, the WikiLeaks
It's like
are going to prove.
Wikipedia?
Yeah, no, WikiLeaks. They leak information.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, you got to check it out. But that's what the government is really trying to hide now, because the WikiLeaks prove that
What is WikiLeaks?
WikiLeaks is a guy from out of the country, and he hacks into computers. He hacked into the government computers and started getting their information and exposing it on the internet.
Really? Okay.
And he started releasing. Yeah, he started releasing a lot of this stuff during the campaign. The latter end of the campaign, he started showing that this dude named John Podesta, he is Hillary's campaign manager.
Okay.
These guys were hiding under the umbrella of pizza parties. Now, pizza is a sneak word for child pedophilia. So the word cheese on your pizza, in their emails, they were saying, "Oh, I want a bunch of cheese on my pizza." That means little girls. If you want hot dogs, that's a pedophilia word for boys. And guess who ordered for some boys? President Obama ordered $65,000 of hot dogs from Chicago. I mean, this stuff is real deep, man. So they kind of lay the tracks. They kind of prepare us for. They help us to let down our guard with the gay lives and with the all that stuff. And now they want to bring in the heavy stuff.
That's what it is. Me and my brother were talking about this. It seems like ever since, who knows when, but they're slowly turning you into acceptance. Started with the gays. Okay, you started accepting gay people. Okay, then transgender, and you started accepting transgender. When is it going to get to the point where it's like, oh, rape, oh, that's okay, as long as you didn't murder them. Oh, you killed them, oh, that's okay, as long as you didn't do that. It seems like that's what it's turning into.
Yeah.
We're slowly progressing to be numb to everything. Things that are bad, that we know are bad, everybody's telling us it's okay. What point do we get to? I mean, they already say, oh, war's okay because of this. That's already killing. How do we're going to someday meet in the two where everything is going to be okay? You know what I mean? Like, being numb to everything and having...
The lines are blurred.
Yeah.
The lines are blurred. I mean, there's no black and white.
Exactly. It's all gray.
It's all gray, and it's getting more and more confusing.
Exactly.
And this is exactly what they're doing. They're turning the world upside down. So what was bad before is now on top, and it's considered good. And what was good is now the attack. I mean, if you are an absolute male, and you're not with the gay thing, you're the enemy.
Yes, exactly. You can't be proud.
Oh, you can't be a proud heterosexual. Right. You can't be a proud heterosexual.
Exactly.
It's attack, man.
It's unheard of. That's man. It's so disgusting.
So what do y'all think about Jesus? Is he the Savior?
He's our Lord and Savior. We pray almost every day, man. I mean,
he has gotten through. He has helped us out so much.
We may be young, but we've gone through many stuff and seen him in ways that most people will probably never see. You know what I mean? Like talking with homeless people and seeing how they live and seeing how shit changed. I don't even know. I know he's there, and people that he's not, I think are ignorant, and don't want to give him a chance.
Right.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Is it like an attack on Christians? You feel like you feel like these 8 years of Obama has it made America more of a Christian country or more of a just anything can be?
Anything goes. We were talking earlier about the Pledge of Allegiance and how they've taken that out of the school systems. And that is so messed up. I don't understand. You're pledging your allegiance to this country. It shouldn't matter what God they're saying it to. You're pledging your allegiance to the country.
So you're saying that because of the Muslims, we can't do the Pledge of Allegiance in our school?
We're becoming so lax. Like, take Israel, for instance. Every man, woman, and child has to be in the army. If you're a woman, you have to be in the army when you turn 18 for a minimum of 2 years. If you're a male, you have to be in the army for a minimum of 3 years. And if you take that society where they're training each individual, you know what I mean? And then you look at ours where you can't even pledge the allegiance to this country, what kind of people are you building for the future? future of this good country. They can't even, pledge their allegiance to this country, and everybody's getting awards. There's no striving to be better because you already got an award for doing absolutely nothing.
I think they want to dress us all up in pink.
Yeah.
Give us some pom poms and say, go, don't fight. Let's just love everybody. Let's just love, and love is the word, and love and grace and forgiveness. I remember a time, that you didn't get an award if you didn't do anything. If you wasn't a good player, you didn't get an award.
Exactly. And
But you struggle.
Right, you struggle to get it.
And when I wanted to say something about that, you're saying when you dress up in pink, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, that's just a metaphor. No, literally, we have a jail in Arizona that you have to dress up in pink, completely in pink underwear, pink socks, pink.
Male?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pink shirt. It's 4th Avenue. You dress up in pink.
No, it's a county jail. It's the county jail here. Your underwear.
Maricopa
County jail. When Joe Arpaio came here, he wanted to make this, not discriminate, but what is the word? Make these prisoners feel bad about themselves.
Like
Make them feel shame.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're wearing pink.
Yeah.
That's not good. You're just softening them up.
Yeah. That's
Because you know what's gonna happen in there anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sodomized. So I mean, come on, man.
It's horrible. I don't understand. And what's funny is he was trying to attack them, but if everybody's wearing the same thing, nobody's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. And they only feed you twice a day. It's peanut butter and bread in the morning and slop at night. And the slop is so disgusting. I went there on a minor consumption of alcohol. I drank when I was under 21. And they sent me to county jail for 30 days for drinking underage. And it was ridiculous. I didn't eat for the first week and a half till I starved myself so much that I had to eat, It's really, really, really good.
Hey, so what do y'all think about Trump winning the presidency over Hillary Clinton?
I think it's great. Yeah, and he says that he's going to make America
Are you
great
doing
again.
this because Trump is a racist white guy?
No, I don't.
He's a racist.
Yeah,
I don't.
He's a racist.
I don't.
That's what everybody's saying.
No.
Trump is a racist.
I don't
Trump is a racist, but they never say anything about Hillary Clinton, which the WikiLeaks proved that she is she's cannibalistic.
Yeah.
She worships Lucifer, and she hates black people.
Yeah, I feel like Trump is going to be a great president. First of all, he runs a multi-billion-dollar company. And to be honest, America is kind of like a company. You're going to have to work with China. You're going to have to work with other big countries because we owe China. I don't even know.
China gave Clinton a whole bunch of money, and if you didn't see it, I want you to Google it. Zuckerberg, the dude who owns Facebook, was summoned to China to speak to the president of China and to give him demands on how to regulate freedom of speech on Facebook. You know how he can do that and why? And during the campaign, back and forth with Trump and Clinton, China was having a whole lot to say, and I'm wondering why they feel this right to have so much to say in American politics. It's because they gave the Clinton and the Obama campaigns a bunch of money. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, China owns a lot of America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge for sure.
Yeah.
But back to Trump being president, I think that him being president, like you said, run it as a business, and his attitude is what we need. You know what I mean? The way he approaches things.
Right. He's a man.
Yeah, he's not fucking
Exactly.
nice. And he's not gonna pussy out for whenever someone says something. He's gonna say whatever the fuck he speaks.
We're not
his fucking country. You know?
We're not sexist or anything like that.
No.
But if a girl or if a woman like Hillary Clinton,
This is just for us, not.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's your opinion.
Yeah.
It's freedom of speech. You got your First Amendment right.
Exactly.
I have my First Amendment right, and you ain't gonna kill me because I speak my word, and I'm not gonna kill you because you speak the word. But you were saying about Clinton.
Yeah. So if Hillary Clinton is going to be president, other countries are going to look at us and say, okay, well, they have a woman as a president. First of all, that's like shaming us. I mean, like I said, I'm not sexist, but I feel like other countries are like, okay, a man is supposed to run.
Deal with a woman.
Yeah,
Especially Putin.
Exactly.
Putin is.
He's like, a man is supposed to run a country. That's how it is. That's just how it's been. That's how it is. And don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying this, but girls are more emotional in that way. And God forbid if they ever get in an argument, she could be like, I want to cause a war with these people, or
too emotional.
Exactly. Too emotional. That's how I
not
feel.
logically
Now,
speaking.
I go a little deeper than that. If she had been an upstanding person, if she had been a good person and she had a record of caring for people, I wouldn't mind her being the president. You know what I mean? Because really, the president doesn't run all of the army and military stuff like that. You get the generals to do that. But her track record coming from Arkansas, her and her husband, has everybody that they come in touch with died. They die in plane crashes, they die in, all of a sudden they commit suicide, and this been, her legacy has been a trail of death. And she doesn't care about people. Right. I want y'all to really take a look at the WikiLeaks and read into that and see all of the dark demonic stuff that's going on with the Clintons. But that's why I don't understand how a person can be a Christian and vote for somebody like her, who's pouring money into Planned Parenthood, which is, we found out years ago that they were selling baby parts. They were selling the parts of the baby, and they were caught on video selling the baby parts, and then the media said that was a fake story. So all of America said, okay, forget it. No, don't forget it. We're supposed to do some research into this and stop funding and giving our tax money into a child chop service. Yeah, it's going out like that, man.
And another thing about Hillary being president, you gotta think that's the face of our country.
Yeah.
And having that face be a woman makes us look weak. We're already declining into so much bad. I don't know.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Being a woman.
I think America is strong. I think America is strong.
You think that we're gonna get past what we're in right now?
Yeah, absolutely. But I believe that America saved itself by voting for Trump.
I agree.
I believe that we extended ourselves some time because I believe that the Clintons and the Obamas were selling America and throwing us under the bus to other countries, and they were preparing us to be overrun with foreigners. Yeah, have y'all ever heard of the FEMA camps?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, they got coffins everywhere. They have trains that lead to gated, fenced-in prisons. I mean, huge ones. Do yourself a favor and look up FEMA camps. And this is how you take people like you and I who believe in absolute truth. If you believe that being male is absolute male, then they lock you up. They're starting to get you ratings according to what you say on Facebook and on social media. If you start to say stuff like that you don't believe homosexuality is right, well then that's a mark. If you believe that you're just an absolute male and that you're only attracted to women, that's a mark against you. If you believe that America should be independent and a strong country, that's a mark against you. So that when a police officer pulls you over, it's already in the system as to who you are and what you think and how you feel. And that's what they started to do. So they had all this stuff lined up, and they were starting to get ready to start putting people in the FEMA camps. Now, what I would like to do is to, once Trump gets into office, if he does get into office, because it looks like President Obama is trying to start a war with Russia within these next 7 days so that he can declare martial law and stay in office.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's going crazy, man.
Do you think if we were going to start a war with Russia, we'd probably be drafted? Because when you turn 18, you have to sign that draft card?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think they would do that. I think Russia, a few weeks ago, Russia had a civilian plane leave their airport, and within 5 minutes of them leaving the airport, the plane was destroyed. Mm-hmm. It was a strike.
Was it an American?
They hadn't said anything. It just seemed, and then they had an ambassador that was murdered. Russia had an ambassador going to Syria and to do a speech, and the cop who was supposed to do security for him murdered him.
What? Really?
And now America is all of a sudden blaming Russia for hacking into and hurting the campaign with Clinton.
I heard about that, yeah.
And now they want to go to war with Russia. Let me tell you why they want to go to war with Russia. Because Putin kicked the Illuminati and all the world banks out of Russia because they were choking out the Russian economy. And now America is bad on this thing now about Russia isn't our friend. Russia, Russia, Russia. And it's all in the news. Russia did this and Russia hacked this and Russia did that because they want to go to war with them because they kicked a dude named George Soros out of Russia.
I heard, isn't he like a globalist?
He's a globalist. He's the one that is funding the Illuminati. He's the one that's funding all of these wars. As a matter of fact, he bragged about the Jews and being a part of that. That the Jews was being hacked up.
Really?
Yeah, he's a demon.
If you don't mind, can you explain a little bit more of a globalist? I know a little bit about it, but I don't know.
Well, you'll hear Senior Bush. He was always big on his word, one world order, a new world order.
Mm-hmm.
And all,
Was he the one that proposed the world currency?
no, he was a part of that bloodline.
Okay.
He's part of the bloodline that started the bank systems and all of this stuff so they can take money from people. It's really basically a one world order where you have one world economy, one world religion, one world everything. And so that's where we are,
How
man.
do you feel about that? Let me ask, how do you feel about
Well, I already know that the Bible already predicted that it was going to happen.
that? So you feel like there should be one religion, Christian, whatever.
Absolutely
one
not.
President.
I don't believe that there should be one religion because their God is different from the God that we serve. You believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
Yes.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that?
Yes.
I believe that. So when you have somebody come in and say that Allah is their God, but Jesus Christ was a prophet but was not the Son of God, well then how can we have oneness?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to hold true to what I say here.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to denounce Jesus even if you threaten to behead me.
Yeah.
But then get to chopping.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not moving on that. You know, I'm not moving on it.
Yeah.
So the people who are like me, who are like you, who decide not to go with their one world order, are now going to be seen as terroristic threats. And they're going to start binding us up.
Right.
But, like I said, thank God that Trump is in, and I believe he's bought us some more time. Now, if America is smart, we'd get out, we'd evangelize, save some more souls, get people into the body of Christ, because hell is real and it's long. Because after him, I believe our time is really winding up.
I think so. Now, you were talking about a little bit about the Illuminati and FEMA camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they're starting to push people towards that? Like, why do you think they want to
Let me tell you,
kill those people? You think
these
it's
people,
to control the masses, to take out the people so that way they
Yeah,
have
they-
sheep, and to take out all the wolves that have opinion and have...
let me tell you something. They have always talked about population control.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen what they did in the skies with those planes? The chemical poisoning in the cloud. It looked like when a plane leaves a trail and it stays in the sky for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
those are called chemtrails. You can look it up on the internet. The government is poisoning communities to keep population down, which spread types of diseases like cancer and all that kind of stuff, just kill off some of the people.
Mm-hmm.
But why do they do this? Why do they do this? Why do these globalists do this, or what they call elites? Because they are Satan worshipers and they hate human beings. Demons, when they fell from heaven, they hate us. They hated us before they fell from heaven. And when they embody people, those people now have the same hatred for us as demons. See? And so, what you and I are going to learn, what our parents are going to learn, and what the societies are going to learn, is that the battle that we're fighting is not a battle of color.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual battle, and we're going to need each other to fight against this thing.
I really hope that people can get past color someday, because we grew up in, like, where we grew up, it was not like how our parents grew up or their parents grew up. We never saw that. For me, it was everybody was like the same. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're different.
Where'd
But
y'all grow up?
yeah, we grew up in East Mesa.
Okay.
Or Apache Junction, basically. But
Country.
yeah, basically. But everybody out there, there's so many different mixes around there. You know what I mean? And we went to a newer school, so it wasn't like an established. You got this people over here, this people over there, this people over there.
Probably more Hispanics.
A lot of Hispanics, yeah. And I don't know, the way we got along was so much different. And then you come into the real world and you get older and you move out from, your little high school. You see that it's not like that. There's so much hatred without even knowing somebody.
It's just when you see somebody different, it's people who are unsure or insecure, they feel a little scared.
Yeah.
So like I get it all the time. You know, I go into a place.
Because you're a bigger guy.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy, but I'm a black guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And when I walk in, you know, I got two things marked against me. I'm a big guy and I'm a black guy.
Yeah.
So that means
Very true.
automatic threat.
Yeah,
So,
intimidating.
yeah, so it's intimidating. So, but if I'm in a black community, all black community, nobody feels threatened.
Right.
You know, so people's got to learn. You know, people are people. We're all humans, and we're really fighting a battle against demonic forces that are operating in people that run our country. Our policies, our laws, all of these things are being ran by people who are demonically influenced. And the Bible talks about it. It says spiritual wickedness in high places. And so that's what we have going on, man.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all chopping up.
No, I also wanted to bring up, okay, see the way that me and my brother dress? We dress nice.
That's nice. It's not bad.
We don't dress this way. You know, everybody's trying to be different and stuff like that. We realize because we're young that no matter what, we're going to get stereotyped. You know, if we wear...
Stereotype. White dudes are getting
Yes,
stereotyped.
very bad.
Y'all white dudes, y'all ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah, but you don't even know. Like, it goes back to...
Right, yeah. You ain't got to worry about
We
nothing.
have to dress like this so that way people don't think we're white trash or you
Right,
know,
I got you.
we can get past it. I don't know.
Y'all feel like America under this Obama thing has really turned y'all's world upside down.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're
now we
expecting-
can't have everything. We get exactly a young white person with both white parents. Everybody thinks, okay, they're going to get everything handed to them. The white guy with blue eyes. That's what we are. So they think that okay, they're gonna get everything handed to them. Well, me and him are in our 20s, you know, and it's so hard for us to get a job. It's so hard for us to
make any money.
You know,
Because y'all feel like they're giving jobs to minorities, people of different religions. So when you
can't
don't
get
get
student loans
or
or anything like that.
unemployment, food stamps, and unemployment, food stamps, stuff like
Insurance.
that. It's so hard for us to get because I feel like we are a white male.
Yeah, and it
wow.
seems like they have all these systems and stuff set up for everybody but us.
Wow.
You know, and that it kind of hurts, to be honest with you, because when we go to the DES office or, places you get assistance, they turn us away because, whatever reason or...
You're white.
Yeah, exactly, and we don't make anything. I mean, I only made enough money to pay taxes a few times in my entire life, and that's because I can't get a good enough job to do it. And I'm college educated, which is horrible. I don't have my degree, but I still have some
Right.
college.
Where'd you go?
I went to MCC.
I got you.
Mesa Community
Right,
College, but I also went to Apollo College, which I was going to for a pharmacy tech. It's not a degree, but I got a certificate for completion and ended up being a pharmacy tech. I lost that due to DUI, which stinks, but whatever, I had to deal with it.
Get it expunged. Go to court.
I have like 2 years left before I can get my license back.
Yeah.
Which would be nice. Then I get a pay bump.
Explain just real quick, you used to be like in construction, and most of the time you would get the job because, Mexican
Will work for a lot
will
less.
work for a lot less, and so it's hard for you to get any
job.
So-
I'm a plumber now, and I'm a journeyman. I have 5 years underneath my belt. The reason why I had to work was my father had his own tiny business for a while, and now it's hard to find anything. It's hard to get a leg up anywhere. Can't get any loans to get a vehicle for ourselves. Even with both incomes. That's why we live together,
Right.
is because it's cheaper. If you do not have a partner, you are screwed. You cannot be a single male, no matter what color you are,
Right.
and survive in this country anymore.
Right.
On any kind of job. If you turn 18 and leave your parents' house and expect to have your apartment, have a vehicle, and food, you're fucking crazy. Unless you hit the lottery somehow and got some $15 an hour job, you are not gonna
or
survive.
unless you get assistance or somebody helps you out, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's saying that if you go with your parents' house and you get your own apartment and your parents stop helping you out, you have no assistance, and if you're only working on a job, it's hard to support yourself, And now that the minimum wage has hired from $8 to $10.
Yeah. So they dropping people, they dumping people.
A lot of people now, and assistants.
If you go to Taco Bell, all the dollar menu is no longer a dollar menu. It's called a value menu. Everything got raised 60 cents. Yeah, that's how I freaking ate. It was off the dollar menu. I could live $5 at a time. Now we can't even buy that.
Yeah, so everybody out there is looking for something that's going to sustain them and pay some money, man. But I encourage y'all, man, to stay with the Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I just hope that everybody can come together sometime, man.
How?
You know what, man?
How we going to come together?
Catastrophe. That's how. Some kind of catastrophe.
That's the whole plan. You just said it, man.
Well, I mean,
that's the government's whole plan.
Yeah,
it's just this is their whole rule of thought. Their whole rule of thought is order out of chaos.
Yeah.
They create chaos, and then they come back. Just like, for example, after 9/11, when you travel on a plane, you go to the airport. How has that changed everything? You got to stand in these long lines for security.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. They bring order out of chaos, and all of us know by now that 9/11 was a government thing.
So much things have happened.
And so that's what they do. You're right. Order out of chaos. So they can create chaos, and now they can bring in the structure that they want. Because otherwise, the American public is not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. You're going to have to create something that devastates us all to make us all come together and feel human and united, and then you bring in the order.
Maybe we should have not a problem, but something.
Even our churches are divided. Yeah. If you go to church on Sunday, the church probably going to choose is mostly white. Your pastor's going to be white.
Yeah.
Church I go to, my pastor's going to be black. So we can't even come together on worship time. So I don't even know how we can do it. But when we get to heaven, we say, "Oh, you're white.
Yeah,
I'm black.
Hey, how you doing?
Right.
I remember you.
Yeah, that's right. But we made it to heaven. But we got to learn how to be united. I grew up in the South. I grew up in Mississippi, and I grew up in it was kind of racist or whatever. But we got along better in the South than we do it in places around that's supposed to be here, like California, New York.
Let me ask you a question. You said it was racist. It was racist towards African Americans.
Of course.
So let me ask you a question. Because people were being racist to you, do you have a grudge or resentment towards white people because of that?
No.
Like, you don't think of them in a different way, I should say?
You don't huddle them all together?
Listen. I get upset when black people kill black people. I get upset when white people kill black people. I get upset when black people kill white people. It's not right. But if you treat me nice and I treat you nice, well, then it doesn't matter what color you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that happened in slavery, 500 years ago, 400 years ago, that happened then. We're living now.
Yeah.
And if society can embrace me and I can embrace them, we can get along fine. But I don't hold no grudges like that. It's stuff that doesn't make any sense.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, me too. That's holding on to the past you can never get away from. I understand that history repeats itself, but we need to move forward a little bit, Stop stereotyping. I wish people would just stop stereotyping altogether, because I know you being a black man get stereotyped so much. Just like you said, you're a bigger black guy, so you get stereotyped right when you walk in the door.
Right.
Me and him came up and talked to you, like we're not, I don't know.
Yeah. Y'all wasn't threatened by me?
No, bro.
Man, I gotta start working on my I gotta start working on my position, man. I gotta have that mean look. But I'm not a mean person. I've never been like that.
Yeah.
I've always been a very approachable person, very nice. I get along with everybody.
Yeah.
I see white guys see me. It's no problem. We can talk it up.
Yeah.
Because we're human.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, that's the key. That's right. I have people come up to me, and there's a lot of homelessness around here.
Yes, there is.
And people come up to me all the time asking for money. And if I have it doesn't matter if they're white or black or Chinese or whatever, because I recognize something in them that I know in me. When I'm hungry, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
When I'm thirsty, I need water.
Exactly.
So I recognize that as a human need. Even you can recognize that in a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
And that's where we have our connection, as humans.
Yeah.
When somebody's being mistreated, you wouldn't want that to happen to you. No. If somebody's being starved or whatever, you wouldn't want that to happen to you. So that's how you learn to see about each other as humans. And as these dark days get darker, a lot of people are going to realize that this battle is not of flesh and blood. It's not going to be a black thing or a white thing or you're Hispanic or you're Chinese. It's going to be, we got to come together as humans because we're being attacked by these alien type beings.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to get to. I didn't want to say it out loud, but that's the catastrophe I think is going to happen. We're going to get attacked by some foreign thing, and that's when we're finally going to unite as a people.
So you believe in the UFO theory?
I do.
Yeah. Look, I do all types of research, so I think that's what helps me to be able to talk to everybody. Because I do a lot of reading. I read up on a lot of subjects, and I think it helps my mind. I love to use my brain.
Everything. That's the thing. I watch everything, listen to everybody, because if you're closed-minded about something, it's stupid. You know what I mean? You gotta accept everything, and it's your choice to believe it or not. It doesn't mean you don't have the information. You know what I mean? So that way you can have not an argument, but a discussion about it intelligently. You know?
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all chopping it up with me, man.
Thank you very much.
All right.